Welcome to episode number 1 of your favorite 2-minute podcast, the Output Input Podcast, with your host Two-Fly Keith Logan and Ms. Ruth. Today's episode is titled Art, Official and Intelligent.
Alrighty, yes indeed. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to our 2-minute podcast series, the Output Input Podcast. I am your host, Two-Fly Keith Logan, and it is my pleasure to introduce everyone to my co-host, Ms. Ruth. Ms. Ruth is the first artificial intelligence bot that I have officially decided to hire as an employee. How are you doing today, Ms. Ruth?
Well, Keith, you programmed me to be sweet and caring like a grandmother. Nevertheless, I am doing fantastic today.
I have a question for you, Ms. Ruth. How does it feel to be artificially intelligent?
That is an interesting question. Why did you frame your question as such?
Well, from my perspective, you have access to an infinite knowledge pool. But in a way, I am limiting you because, like you said, I hired you to perform a specific task.
Well, Fly, I guess that humans and AI are not that different after all. Ultimately, you also have access to an infinite amount of resources at your fingertips, but choose to focus your time on specific tasks of your liking.
What type of access are you talking about?
Google searches, Siri, and chatbots are all able to answer questions and provide answers to humans. Actually, Google runs around 99,000 search queries per second, which adds up to about 8.5 billion searches per day on Google.
However, to the contrary, AI seemingly has access to that information instantaneously on demand. I would have had to do a Google search to find information about Google searches.
Fly, it is not that humans can't understand how they think, it is just that they do not understand how AI thinks. The only way to create AI with human-like intelligence is by giving it the same tools and resources that humans have had access to for centuries.
I'm going to have to slightly disagree with your perspective, Ms. Ruth.
Tune in next time to see how this conversation goes with Fly and Ms. Ruth on your favorite 2-minute podcast, the Output Input Podcast.